What is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson and welcome to my YouTube. So on today's episode, what I would like to do today, it's Sunday, I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to tinker with the Maliboom. I'm trying to get it over to the track this Thursday if it doesn't rain. Rain is scheduled, but let's pray that it doesn't show up. Anyway, what I'd like to do is kind of go through the car with you guys and show you the build and point the things out, because a lot of you that have followed this and seen this thing, you saw me on the dyno last episode making 530 wheel horsepower and 510 torque, something like that. I don't know. We'll put the numbers up here somewhere. But anyway, the point is, I did that on a lot of junk parts, for those of you that don't know that. Reused head gaskets, reused head bolts, a bunch of components on here that are from the first crappy motor that I put in the car and I blew up doing donuts. I didn't really blow it up. I floated the cam and beat the shit out of the cam doing donuts at the zip tie drags like 2 years ago. So a lot of those motor parts are reused, and we hit the goal of 500. We were over it. I didn't even think we were going to hit 500 with the fiasco that I had previously on the dyno. But anyway, I'm going to mess with this a bit today, see how it goes, kind of take her around the block a few times, and then I'll give you guys an overview. And then what I'd like to do is stick my wife in there, and we'll bring the camera along and give her a ride. She hasn't ridden this thing with boost yet, so. Alright, so we are hanging out inside the lovely Maliboom. So what the Maliboom actually is, it's a rusted out 1964 Chevy Chevelle. It is an SS car, but it was originally a 6-cylinder with a clutch pedal. So I still have 3 pedals hanging down here, although it is not a clutch car anymore. So what I have in here is I have a used LS 5.3 short block, 241 heads that have a valve job that have been gone through. A Trailblazer SS style intake manifold with the 4-bolt on it. I have a sloppy stage 2 cam. I have blue takeoff springs off of like an LS3, I believe it is, or LS2. It's just a blue, nothing crazy, just takeoff parts, GM. And then other than that, every other piece, including the head gaskets, are reused. I've reused them like 5 times now. The head bolts on there are at least 2 or 3 times on these ones. Because I went from a long bolt motor to a short bolt motor, so I had to reuse the head gaskets that came with this, or the head bolts, I'm sorry, excuse me. So the head bolts have been reused on this like 3 times, I think. Head gaskets are OG from the very first motor. Lifters are new. I bought that with the cam, so I have a new cam and new lifters in this particular motor. The oil pump is also new. If you guys saw me struggle with that, I got a new oil pump, a new O-ring, all that fun stuff, because I had oil pressure issues and that corrected it. I've got a Holley swap pan on here. I have Chinese manifolds. I don't know exactly where they're from, but I cut those up and made the hot side for the turbo. I've got a GT45 $160 eBay turbo on there. It's a journal bearing, nothing special. It is the cheapest one I could find on eBay, T4. I have no intercooler. It plumbs straight into the throttle body, and then most of the sensors are used. I do have a 3-bar map that I got from EFI Source. And used truck plug wires that mismatch. It has new plugs in it. I guess, you know, you got to spend money somewhere. But all in all, it's pretty damn cheap. And then as far as fueling goes, eBay fuel cell, Magna Fuel fuel pump. It's the 625 4301. and I bought that used, had it rebuilt from Magna Fuel. And that cost me 80 bucks for the rebuild, and then I bought the pump it for like 300 bucks. So plumbed the lines myself. I got a couple fuel filters in line, no name brand. But yeah, that's it, nothing crazy. A tail blow off, or a wastegate, excuse me. I don't have a blow off valve, and yeah, no blow off valve either. So no blow off valve, no intercooler. We are doing big things over here, but that's pretty much the setup on the Maliboom. All right, so I took the Maliboom out. I made a couple little corrections to idle. I'm like, man, this thing is really lean at idle. So instead of doing what I should have done, which is checking fuel pressure and all those things, I was like, oh, we'll just bump up fuel a little bit in the tune, bring the RPM up a little bit because it was a little bit low for my taste because the thing would rumble like a lot. And then we went for a drive, and it was kind of breaking up, and I'm looking at the wideband, I'm like, dude, this thing is reading way lean. And I honestly think that innovative gauge that I have in there saved my ass, because I got on it and it was kind of breaking up, and then, you know, it kind of shit out, and I was like, huh. So I'm like, man, maybe this gauge is already going bad or whatever. So I go back home, and then I look at fuel pressure like a dipshit. So lesson learned, kids. Just trust the wideband, and if it says that it's lean, just double check all your crap before you go, oh, this thing must be lying to me. So I don't think I hurt nothing. It was just a little jaunt around the thing, and then I limped it home because I'm like, dude, I don't know, I was a little sketchy. I only rolled into it like one time and was like, yeah, I don't know. Well, come to find out, I pulled the fuel filter, cleaned out I have a little tiny post filter, so I cleaned that out real good, put it back in. The pressure bumped up just a little bit, so then I ended up adjusting the fuel pressure and bringing it back up to my wideband, read what it should read, where it's commanding it at idle. And so we got back in it and went around the block, and now the thing is a monster. So I am surprised I didn't hurt nothing. Hopefully I didn't really kill nothing, but we'll see. Maybe we can take the wife for a quick ride while this thing's still in one piece before I end up blowing it up. But I'm glad it is where it should be now, and it looks like my wideband, everything's kind of dialed in. So now I know to look at that and trust it, and hopefully keep this damn thing in one piece so we make some passes on Thursday. But let's see if they want to go for a quick ride, and I'll set up some cameras so we can get her response, because I know she hasn't been in there yet, and this thing is way more of a monster than it ever has been. So let's see if we can get her in here. It'll be fun.
Right there. That's Daddy. He's right there.
Hey, do you want to go on a ride in the Maliboom?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to see
There's a prize in there.
There's a turbo.
And there's a prize inside in there.
Yeah, surprise boost. Surprise boost. Do you want to take Peaches? You think she wants to go?
Yeah.
All right, you ready? We sit video fast.
It's there.
All right, let's go see. Come on, let's go get buckled up. Here, she just sit in the back with you. Hold on, Peach. Hold on. Yeah, she just sit in the back with you. do you think?
Yeah.
Good? Was it so fast? You think Peaches liked it?
She like probably didn't even move an inch.
She's my little boost queen,
She
dude.
is.
She's a boostaholic. She fought, look at, she's like half asleep.
I know. We'll like put her to sleep.
Do you love boost?
I'm not tired.
Okay.
No, Peachy Lou is.
Boost queen. I like that.
Boost and boo. All right, come on, girl. Ride over. Let's ride over. Come on, come on. Well, here we are. We made it back in one piece. Although I was probably close to effing something up in my car. Seems like it's still running, so we're gonna take it next week, hopefully, and send it. Although I did just barely beat the rain. It's been raining off and on here in Southern California for the past couple weeks, like actual real rain, not like when they usually say it's gonna rain, there's like a couple drops, and you're like, oh, whatever. It's actually been flooding stuff. So next Thursday, it's supposed to be 1 day of rain, so hopefully that's a typical Southern California sprinkle, maybe like in the morning, as long as I can get to the track and make some hits next week. Hopefully hurt some feelings. If that thing's running good, if I can line up with like some Corvettes or new Mustangs and Camaros, probably more Camaros than Mustangs. I almost already got taken out by one at the track, so I don't know. I think it'll be fun, and then I'm gonna have to hypothesize and see what kind of time I would like it to actually run and see if we can hit that goal too. But ultimately, I'd like it just to stay in one piece so I can play with it until I move. Well, even then, I'd still like it in one piece till we push it till it's too much, and then we have to do it all over again. But I hope you like the overview. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And other than that, I'm thinking next Thursday, we're gonna film, and then I'll get that thing up, you know, ASAP, depending on how much footage I get. So look for a new episode coming out next week. Hopefully me taking that thing to the track and having a little fun. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm out.